Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Crafting Desk. I appreciate you stopping by and joining me at my desk today. So I'm Kayla, and I'm here working on some pieces that's going to go in my self-care journal starting soon. And so that's what I'm working on today, and thanks for stopping by, joining me. And I'm just going to chat while I am working on these items. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and then I'm just going to chat about some other things too. So first off, I'm going to be making a self-care journal, and I need some little boxes and things to write in. And so I am taking these, and I'm just going to make some little paper things to cut out, and I can write on and put in that self-care journal. So I'm trying to think of what's the best way for me to do this. And I'm thinking I might just do something like this. Yeah, I think so. I wish I had something to hold this a little bit flatter, and I do. I just gotta find it. 1 second. Okay, I found these two big clips. I thought I had some smaller ones, but I found these bigger ones, and so that'll work. It'll keep my paper from sliding and messing it up. So, alright, how am I going to do this? I'm just going to put some black paint in this paper plate. Ooh, my hands are, it's cold today. It is really cold, and my hands are not wanting to work correctly. They are saying, it's too cold. And I'm saying, work, baby, work. I just want to get some things done. And so, and plus, I didn't get to be creative yesterday. And so today, that's just what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do stuff that I enjoy doing. So if I can pull you up a little. Okay, so I'm just going to, you know, I don't know that that's even going through. I don't think it is. I don't think my black paint is getting on the paper, because I think it's a little gap. I could do that with a marker or an ink pen. Oh, it's better than I thought, but I'm going to keep going over it. A little more. We'll go over it again, and my shoulder's just pushing the phone as it's recording, so forgive that. Now I'm gonna take a look at that and see kind of what it looks like. No, I don't really like it. I don't really like it because my lines are very, very smudgy. So I might be better off going with a marker or something like that. Although I didn't want to. This would be so much easier to do it this way. But let me just try. I have so many drinks going on over here. I have my tea for when I finish everything else. I have my chocolate milk. It's 14 grams of protein, and I'm supposed to be drinking 3 of these today, and I never make 3 because it's not enough hours in a day to drink 3 of these. But I'm trying to get this one in, and then I have my caramel apple cider, hot caramel apple cider drink that I'm drinking in my cup that I got at Walmart. It says, that's showbiz, baby, and it's a frog with holding his cowboy hat, and he's got cowboy boots on. I just love that. I think that's as cute as it can be. Let me try these markers over here. Let me try to rearrange things here. Okay, let me see. A lightning bolt. I'm just going to do that in this orange here. I'm going to just see which one I like the best. I don't know that I will like any of this, but this, we'll just call this my test page. And I'll try this method, and I don't know if I'll try anything else. This might work just fine. So 2025 is the last day. So today we're saying goodbye to 2025, and tomorrow we'll say hello to 2026. So I will say that 2025 has not been a bad year for me. I know that we had some things happen here at the end of the year. I had a bunch of health stuff. Some was very scary. One day was very, very scary. We've had some car issues going on and just some things like that. And such, but I will say that it's not been the worst year. It hasn't been. There's a lot more that could have been worse for this year. And honestly, so I'm not saying it was a horrible year. And we'll just see what 2026 brings us. Yeah. So, hopefully it'll be a good year. Hopefully we can do something to make it even a better year. Who knows? I have a lot to be thankful for 2025, such as Big Daddy's job, and we talked about that in another video that he and I did together. I think it was our Christmas video, where we talked about, you know, Eagle Lake has been a huge blessing in 2025 for us. And there's been lots of little things. I'm not going to go into all those things. Some of them are very personal things. A while back, I did ask you all to pray for some unspoken prayer requests that I had. I had 4. And I think a couple resolved. And I appreciate your prayers for that. There's 2 things still hanging over my head that we are still praying about, and I'd appreciate prayers for that. It's 2 unspoken prayer requests. I cannot talk about them right now, but at a later date, I might come back and say, hey, you know, that did work out. Or I might come back and say, y'all aren't going to believe this, but this is what's happening. So you never know. I just appreciate you praying for those situations. I have some very important doctor's appointments coming up later in January. Well, all the way to the end of January. Isn't that a bummer? I don't like to have to wait a whole month before I have those doctor's appointments. I want to like go on and have the appointments now. I was going to do these all in black because I was doing black ink, but now I don't know why I'm using colored. I guess I should have got black out and did them all in black, since that's what I was doing to begin with. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I think I get to talking and I just do whatever. But anyway, is there a line down there? No, right here. I am going to be doing this self-care journal, and, you know, if you want to make a self-care journal, it's very simple. You can just get some papers, staple them together, or just a composition notebook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can take a book off your shelf that you've read many times and not ever going to read again. Everybody has an old dictionary around their house. You can use that. Just use the pages in that dictionary and cover them up, and yeah. some people won't like that idea either, but lots of schools and stores throw away books every day. So anyway, I'll probably get emails about that. Speaking of emails, I am going, cat. I am going into 2026 email free. Okay? Y'all would not believe the ridiculous emails people send me every day. Every day. I get so many emails that I can't find the emails that I really want to read because it's so cluttered with trash emails. I'm very serious. I mean, it's ridiculous, the trash emails I get, and I just can't even read all my emails. It's ridiculous. And so I'm sorry that I don't see your emails. And when I have to look for a certain email, I don't even scroll through emails. I put in a keyword to search, and that's the only way I can find emails nowadays. Now, so what do I mean I'm going email free? I don't really know, but I'm not worrying about anybody's emails. I might just trash that email and get a new one. I have several different emails, really, but they all come to the same inbox because I'm not logging out and going somewhere else. I would never remember passwords to log back in or to log out and log into something else. That I would never remember that. So I don't. Let me see if I can. I'm going to have to put that in the bathroom sink and wash it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that would work. That's what I was thinking, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and trace this out while I have it here. And then I can just throw that in the bathroom sink to wash that black ink off, because it did not work for me. And I'm going to put those clamps on it. What did I do with them? Just to hold it. I have enough issues going on around here than trying to hold this on. But speaking of those emails, I get ridiculous emails every day. I really do. And it's just crazy what people will think up to email me. And so I let my doctor read a couple of those emails. And at first he rolled his eyes. And then he was just like, he couldn't believe people send you these emails. I'm like, yes, every day, every day. And he was like, that's stressful. And I was like, I know. But honestly, he was more concerned about you. Because older people may not realize this. Emails can be traced back to you. Everybody's device, computer, has a special little number. And when you set up computers and stuff like that, and phones and tablets and all those kind of things, your name is put into that. Your name is assigned to this special little number that identifies you. And even though you might create a fake email to send out hate emails, you're still not safe because your number is attached to all that. So you can be found out. Very easily. It's not any kind of work at all. My kids can do that in a heartbeat. Me, I'm not all technical, and I'm not fixing to go searching and doing all this stuff, but my kids can figure that stuff out in a heartbeat. But also, this is what my doctor was concerned about. Are you sending a lot of people these kind of emails, like telling them what they should be doing, and they should be taking this, and they should be taking that? Are you sending medical advice to a lot of people? Because say that person takes your medical advice, and and say that person doesn't make it and they were allergic to what you told them to take, or something happened that reacted with medicines they take, did you know that you could be liable? Yeah, my doctor was like, do these people know that they can be held responsible for someone's life giving out medical advice? And a lot of people, they always start a email with, I'm a nurse, or I used to be a nurse. Well, good for you. I don't really know if you was a nurse or not. That's not my concern. I really don't care. But the thing is, you never been my nurse. You're not my nurse. You've never seen my lab work. You don't know all the medications I'm on. So that's very bold to send someone medical advice and claim, I'm a nurse. Whoop-de-doo. I'm happy for you. If that's even true. I don't know if you was a nurse or not. And I do not care if you was a nurse or not, because I'm not going to follow your advice. You're not my doctor. Do you realize how many doctors I have? Yeah, I have a lot of doctors, and I'm adding a new one in this time. This end of January, I'll be adding a pulmonary doctor that I'm going to see the same day that I see my cardiologist. I will be seeing a new doctor that day also, a pulmonary doctor. I'll be seeing both of them. Anyway, I have a lot of doctors I see. Don't you think one of them is looking at my labs and all that kind of stuff? No, my doctors can all see, every one of them. They're all in network together. That's why I go to that one hospital. And that one hospital does have locations in Shreveport, and I guess in New Orleans too, but I don't go to New Orleans. I did one time, and it was just a very wasteful trip for us. But all my doctors can, I have that My Chart thing, and they're all in network together. All my doctors can see what every doctor prescribes me. They see all my medications. They see every doctor's notes, aftercare summary. They can go read what every doctor said. They can read what the ER wrote. And I love that, because I don't have to explain nothing. All I got to do is show up and sit there, and they just read over my chart, and then they're like, okay, well, you know, and talk to me about this and that and all that other kind of stuff. So I love that. So I don't really need another nurse, and I don't need another doctor. If I need another doctor, my doctors will find one. So you don't need to email me. Oh, that's okay. There's a raccoon out here eating deer corn that we threw out. And so that's what Phoebe was barking at. She's inside, but she can smell those animals so well. Anyway, saying all that to say, don't email me medical advice. Good grief. I have plenty of doctors and nurses. Honestly. And you've never been my nurse. You've never seen my labs. You don't know my medications or none of this stuff. So why email me? Like I'm going to ignore what my doctors say and do what you say? You're delusional. Don't do that. Don't do that to anybody, because seriously, you can get in trouble for that. Honestly, if that person was to take your advice over their doctor's advice, which I don't know why anybody would do that, but somebody out there's can do it. That's how people get into scams. They don't think, and they might do it. But you're liable for their life then. You know, doctors have malpractice insurance for a reason. You might think of getting some too. So for 2026, I don't know what I'm doing about my email. I wish I had time to sit down and just block everybody on there that's been emailing me crap. But I don't have that kind of time either. I really don't. Medical health, chronic health and medical issues take up a lot of time. So basically, I tend to my chronic health. I make a video and try to do some crafty stuff because that's what I enjoy doing. And then I'm out of time. I'm out of time. There's just not enough hours in the day to do everything I want to do. Really and truly, it's not. It's just out of time. Now I've got this plate here. I'm trying to decide what to do with. Because I wanted to get to my markers over here behind me. I hate that black didn't work, but it did not work at all. And it's thick paint. It's not real runny paint, so that's why I thought it would work. But I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Okay, I got that situated. Now I'm just trying to find my markers because I wanted to go around these, and they might not be the same exact colors. They're not. But I wanted a bolder line around them. So yeah, I wish that my email could be used for people who want to contact me. But honestly, it can't. At this point, it can't. So I'm so very sorry about that. That it's, come like this. And I'm assuming all YouTubers get this junk stuff too. And it's sad. Let me see. These are not all the same colors, but I'm just going to use them anyway. Because I do want a bolder line around these edges. What do you think, Sassy? And remember, I'm not looking to make perfect art. I'm looking for fun, happy art, kind of whimsical. But I know in my self-care journal, I'm going to be writing some things. And so I wanted some little templates to write things on. And I didn't want to do these straight in the book. I want to have these to choose to what goes on what page or whatever. Okay, that works for that. Sassy don't quite know what to think. She has been wanting to cuddle today so bad, and so I did cuddle with her this morning, but it comes a time where I need to get out and do stuff, Sassy. It was cold here last night, but we were snug as a bug, wrapped up in our new big old blanket. Sissy even got up there with us. Sissy was like, they look warm, so she got up there to get in on that action. And we were warm. It was nice. Only time when you get up to go to the bathroom, it is cold. Okay. That is, I'm going to just round that one out a little bit. Okay. I'm sorry. Sissy, I'm sorry, girl. Pink. Let me get a drink of my hot apple cider here. I'm trying to warm up my hands because they have just not wanted to work today. Paige is still sick. I don't think she's going to be able to come any this week because, well, tomorrow's the 1st, and I think she had plans to go to Mississippi tomorrow for something, and she has family there. So she said that she didn't think she'd be able to go to Mississippi because she's so sick. But so even if she got well, she was going there. But I did read that it said that virus is still contagious even after you recover for a few days. So, saying that, or after I read that, I'm okay with her not coming, I guess. But I do miss her. I do miss her not coming. And if you're new here and you don't know, Paige is my caregiver. I'm sorry. I should say that every time because some people, don't know. And then they'll ask, in the comments, who is Paige? I'm like, I should have said that. So people can follow along. Okie dokie. All right. And let me get that other one that I had and trace over it real quick. Oh, red. These are just some acrylic markers. Sassy, I really need that. I'm sorry, girl. Sorry. She just thinks she can just lay on whatever I'm doing, and it's okay. It's not always okay, Sassy. Not always, girly. Okay, let me see. I like these little doodles around the edges. So what's your plans for 2026? Do you have some goals? I know a lot of people will come on and say goals for the new year. My goal is just to be here. My goal is just to be here. I'm not announcing any big goals for the year. Goals never work out for me. Something will happen, and health-wise or something like that, and it just never works out. So I'm not setting anything like that. My hope is to be here consistently, and I do put out a video every day unless something major has happened, like here the Sunday before, I think it was a Saturday before Christmas. I was like, my husband is Big Daddy. His name is Jody. Big Daddy is a nickname he's had for over 30 years. His co-workers gave him that nickname. long time ago. Some people hear me say that, and they try to make it, they try to make fun of that name, Big Daddy, and they try to turn it into something sexual, and that's on them. That's not me. That's you. If your mind's in the gutter and you turn it into something sexual, then that's you, not me. I will tell you this. If you want it to be sexual, I'll tell you something. His name in my phone, it doesn't come up his name when he calls me. His name in my phone is listed as Sexy. So there you go. Big Daddy has nothing to do with it. That's a name that he got in a plant that he worked at long ago. And it was all men. It wasn't anything sexual. It was a joke, and the name just stuck. And so that has been his name for a long time. But some people, you know, make comments about it and want to turn it into something sexual, and they make comments and stuff, and I just go through and delete them and roll my eyes, because I realize that they just have a mental issue, not us. So anyway, I need a yellow. What was I saying? Oh, I was sick that Saturday before, remember? And I just did not feel well at all. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to be able to do a video today. I'm just too sick. And so I asked him, did he want to do one? And he said, well, I can. And I said, why don't you read some of your poetry out of his newest book. He's got 3 books out on Amazon. And so he said, okay. So he went in there and did it. And I could barely even hear him talking. I was doing something else, like trying to breathe. So he did a video then. But even though I was sick, we did come out with a video. So I usually have a video every day. I think that's what I was talking about to begin with. And I don't even know why I started that. Too many bunny trails. I can barely even see the yellow lines here. I'm kind of just guessing. And sometimes I'm just writing beside the line. All right. I do set goals for myself. I'm just not going to share them with everyone else. I set YouTube goals. I set health goals and different things like that. I just don't really talk about that kind of stuff and share that. But my self-care journal is kind of like that. I want to make that journal, but I don't really plan to like share everything that's in that journal, because that's like personal. But I will show you as I get started on it. So I'm trying to make some different little things to go in my journals. I'm going to cut these out. I'm right-handed, and I'm cutting left-handed with some left-handed scissors. And yeah, it doesn't go that great. It doesn't go awesome, but I just do the best that I can. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm not a perfectionist. I used to be back in the day. I wanted my house just so-so, and I had to have everything just a certain way. And over the years, I say I just learned to live with it differently. I kind of lowered my expectations, but also as my life changed, my ability to be perfect changed. I'm not perfect, and I don't try to pretend like I'm perfect. I don't want to fool anybody into thinking I am, because I am not. And I'd never try to pretend to be perfect. But I used to like for my house to be really clean and stuff like that. And when I did things, I tried to make them as, you know, the best that I could. And that's all I'm doing now. I'm doing the best that I can, which looks a lot different from what used to be my best. You know, life changes, and we have to roll with the changes, roll with the punches, you know. And every time I have the health issues going on, I always have to, when I have setbacks, I always give a little recovery time. But then at some point, you have to say, okay, this is me. I'm not getting any better. So this is the new me. And I just need to accept that and find out, adjust, and find ways, new ways to do the things that I want to do. So I do that all the time. I have to do that, and just trying to figure out, you know, the easiest way for me to do things, or what am I able to do now? Because sometimes I lose ability to do things that I used to could do. And I hate that, because I really do enjoy doing things that I do, and I don't want to lose the ability. I know I said that like every which way. But yeah, I'm always having to find the new me and adjust to the new me. I don't like that at all. I don't. I'm cutting off with these bigger scissors. I'm cutting off a large portion of this, and then I'll get some smaller scissors and come in a little closer. Is what I'm doing. And then I'll just leave those lines blank. I'm not going to write on yet. And then whenever I figure out something I want to go on a page in my self-care journal, I can take those and write things there. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't use black after all, because I think these are much prettier with color on them than they would have been in just black. Some things probably need to be black. If I was just doing a square with some lines, yeah, black would work. But these shapes, I think the colors do look better. This video is very random, isn't it? Random chit chat. So I'm just talking about one thing and then another and back to something. It's about how I feel today. So it's about how I feel most days, but some days I can hold it together. But speaking of 2026, I will be doing some beading, some bracelets, some purse charms, bag charms, ink pens, keychains. I'll be doing some beading, stuff like that. I'm also plan to do some crocheting. Probably not as much as I did in the past. Actually, I know not as much as I did in the past. But I still want to crochet, and I'm still going to attempt to crochet. And I'll be working in my art journals, whether it be a junk journal or an art journal or whatever it is that I'm working in. I have lots of options. So, and I'll just be doing some other crafty things. Lots of crafty things coming along. Coming your way in 2026. So, with it being New Year's Eve, is today New Year's Eve or tomorrow? I don't even know. Okay, today's the 30th. I think there's 31 days. So, yeah, it's not New Year's Eve yet. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Do you guys have New Year's Eve plans? Well, we do not have any New Year's Eve plans. We hadn't been invited to any parties or anything like that. Used to, back in the day, we would be the one having a party and inviting people over. We don't drink, and so our friends who do drink, you know, probably aren't thinking we would want to come to their party. I can be around people who do drink and not drink myself. I don't have an issue with that. If that's what you know, people choose to drink, that's their business, not mine. I'm not here to tell anybody, and I don't sit around saying, oh, we don't drink. I'll just say no thank you, you know. I'm just saying that because we're just sitting here, you know, at my desk chit-chatting. But yeah, we don't have any real plans, but I'll see what Big Daddy says when he gets home tonight. I don't even know if he's off. He probably is, but he feels very guilty. Like he took off this past week when I was in the hospital and got out of the hospital, and he went to work one day and I was here by myself, and I wasn't doing my best, and so I did call him to come home, and he did. And then we had family in, which, you know, he wasn't supposed to work anyway, Christmas. So if there's a need for him to be at work, he will be at work. Because he don't like that he had to take off for so much from Thanksgiving and then again at Christmas. I sort of say Easter. Lord, I'm jumping ahead. Did y'all know that all the stores have Valentine's stuff out now? You might have, I don't know if you saw any of my Hobby Lobby video or not, but yeah, it's a lot of Valentine's stuff out. And before we know it, they'll be having Easter stuff out. Whew. My hand is getting really, really tired. And some days I can't crochet because I can't even hold the crochet hook. My hand just will not wrap around it. And that's the way it's doing right now. It don't want to hold this paper. So I'm trying to just hold it with my thumb. I think my hand is done. And I hate that, but it is. I do want to try one thing though. This looks very, very crappy. It is. I want to see about something though. I want to see about just going around this with the black paint on the edges of this. Oh man. And just making that stand out a little bit more. Let me see. Well, it is what it is. But I'm gonna see. Nope, I can't wipe that off. But I might can make it thicker lines all the way around. But maybe not. Well, my hand hurts terribly bad, but I'm going to try to show you how I'm going to fix this. I'm going to take these scissors and I'm going to cut into this black line. Just like that. I could trim this down even some more, and that may be what I do. And it just kind of cuts this in a little bit, but that's what I can do to try to fix that some. And it doesn't have to be perfect, for goodness sakes. But I wanted it to look neat. And so because I did cut that back down to the white, I need to try that. Okay, I better not mess with it no more than I absolutely have to, right? But I do want to it to blend in a little better. Okay. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to do that to the rest of these. Probably just one at a time, because that took a lot out of me to cut those apart and to cut around that one. That took a lot, and I didn't finish cutting this one out because my hand is hurting really bad, so I think I need to let it rest. But thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back. I don't know, I was thinking today was the last day of 2025, and I'm sorry it's not. We have one more day, and I was jumping the gun, and I shouldn't have been. Shouldn't have done that. I even looked to see if a place that I'm wanting something from, but I'm not wanting to order it without it being on sale. I was like, oh, they might have a New Year's sale, so I went and looked on their website, thinking today was the last day of New Year's Eve. And it's not. Alright, friends, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out, just listening to me chit-chat about I don't know, life. I'll see you all soon. Bye, friends.